Dear student, today I am going to discuss some important point related to the integer. Some important point related to the integer. In that important points related to the integer. First one is that rules of signs of multiplication rules of signs in multiplication, rules of signs in division and multiplication rules of signs in division and multiplication of integers are same students. So I show you this one. You know that for first I'm going to discuss about the multiplication. If two integers which have a plus sign are going to be multiplied, I have discussed it that, but one more times I want to revise it. Plus is multiplied by plus, you always get that the plus sign. If you multiply minus two negative integer, you always get that the positive value. For multiplication, this is case for multiplication. This is case of multiplication. And then after, if you multiply one plus and one negative integer, in that case you always get that the negative value. And if you multiply one negative and one positive value, in this case also you will get that the negative value. So in two cases you are getting a positive, in two cases you are getting that negative value for multiplication. Next one is the sign for division. Rules of signs for division. Same cases, both are the same, means that if you divide two positive integers, the value is a positive, and this by which you are dividing, that one is also a positive, that one is also a positive. The result should be positive, your quotient should be positive. And if you both are negatives and you are dividing, then you also get that the positive quotient, but one is a positive and other is a negative. In this case you are getting that your quotient should be in negative, and one is negative and other is positive, and if you are dividing it, then you are also getting a negative value. So this rules, you always remember that when you are going to do multiplication or division, then you always remember that the sign of the integer, it is very important, students. Next point, after that, next point, I will erase this one. Second point is that one. Second point, students, if there are even numbers, if there are even numbers of negative integers, if there are even numbers of negative integer to multiply their product is positive. If there are even numbers of negative integer to multiply, then their product is positive. Then their product is positive. If there are even numbers of negative integer to multiply, then their product is positive. Even number. Even means that the number which is divisible by 2. The number which is divisible by 2 is known as a even number. In the case of integer, 0 is also called a even number, because 0 is divided by any integer, you will get that the 0, and 0 is also an integer. But for number cases, any integer which is any number which is divisible by 2, like a 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, these numbers and so on, these are called even numbers. And if you multiply any negative integers in even times, your product should be positive. So with example, if you multiply -2 into -3 into -10 into -4. So here is I have taken all that negative integer 1, 2, 3, 4. How many times it comes? That 4. 4 is even or odd? It is divisible by 2 or not? It is divisible. So 4 is an even number. So if you multiply this one, minus is multiplied, no need to do this one. Directly you will multiply the absolute value of that integers and write it here. 2 3s are 6, 6 10s are 60, and 64s are 240. Without any problem, you directly multiply that absolute value of the negative integer and write there. If that numbers you are multiplying, that if it is a even 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 is a even, multiply the absolute value of that one, you will get that the positive product. Second one is, if we multiply same negative integer, then what we will get it in even times. Suppose if I am multiplying -a into -a into -a into -a into -a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one more times -6. 6 times I have multiplied this one in 6 times. 6 is a even or odd? 6 is also a even number. So that result is a. How many times it is going to be multiplied? 6. Because it is a known quantity, then it have a power. If it is if you know that the value, you will simply multiply, you will get that your result. Suppose if I am taking that one more example for this one, suppose I have taken -2 is multiplied -2 is multiplied -2 is multiplied -6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Same numbers. You always get that the positive value because it is a even numbers. If you are multiplying this negative integer in a even times, so 2 directly multiply the absolute value. 2 4s are 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8, 8 2s are 16, 16 2s are 32, 32 2s are 64. Your result should be 64. And suppose if it is a same as that one, if it is a is multiplied into a 10 times. 10 times. If a minus a is multiplied into 10 times, 10 is a even or odd? Even. So your result is also a to the power 10. And suppose in place of a, if I am write that -1 and -1 is multiplied into 10 times, so what that result you will get it? Because -1 is multiplied 10 times. 10 is an even number, so you will get it 1 to the power 10, and whatever the value is, if 1 is the base and it have a power 10, 12, 30, 100, its value is always 1. So these things you will remember it once. Next rule is that same for this one. Only I am going to change that place of even, I am going to take that odd numbers. In place of even, that one is the third rule. If there are odd numbers of a negative integer to multiply, then the product is negative. Then the product is negative. Then the product is negative. Then their product is negative. Example, if I am taking this one, -10 is multiplied by -5 is multiplied by -2. Here you see this one. How many times I have multiplied? 1, 2, 3. 3 is an even or odd, students. and the number which is not divisible by 2, the number which is not divisible by 2, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, the number which is not divisible by, the number which is not divisible by 2 is known as a odd numbers. So here is 1, 2, 3. 3 is even or odd. That is a odd number. So you always get that your product is negative. So we get that minus sign. 10 5s are 50, 52s are 100. Your answer is 100 with minus sign. And suppose if I am taking that one more example here, minus a is multiplied into minus a and so on, multiply into a 7 times. 7 is a even or odd, students? 7 is a even or odd? It is a odd. 7 is a odd. Means that your result is minus a, minus is outside, a to the power 7. A to the power 7 with the negative sign. So your product is in negative. Suppose same with this numerical value, minus 2 is multiplied by minus 2 and so on. It multiply 5 times. 5 times. 5 is a even or odd distance. 5 is a odd distance. So what that result you will get? Minus 2 to the power 5. 2 to the power 5 means 2 is going to be multiplied in 5 times. 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. 2 to the 4, 4 to the 8, 8 to the 16, 16 to the 32. So your answer is minus 32. So students, always remember, if there are odd numbers of a negative integer to multiply, then their product is a negative. 2 more points, I am going to discuss that one. In this one more example, if I take this one, minus 1 is multiplied minus 1 and so on up to 103 times. 103 is a even or odd. By seeing it is not divisible by 2, then it is an odd number. So your result is a minus, 1 is outside and then 1 to the power, if I am taking this one, your result, your product should be negative. 1 to the power 100, 1 is multiplied into 1 times, you get it 1, or you will multiply in 1000 times, you will get that 1. So your answer is a minus 1. So your answer is a minus 1. These things you always remember that, students. And suppose it is a bigger value, minus 10 is multiplied minus 10 1000 times, and if you're asking that only product, not asking that the value of product, your product is a positive or negative, your product is a positive or negative, only that things are asking, not a value of that one is asking. So you see this one, last one, 1000 is even or odd. It is an even number because it is divisible by 2, and you know that the divisibility of 2, if the ones place contain 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, then all that number is divisible by 2, and that one, all that numbers are even number. So their product should be positive. Whatever the product you will get it in positive. And in place of, suppose it is 999 times. 999 is a odd number, and then your product, whatever the product you will get it, that one is in negative. Next one is the property. Next one is that rule, and the important points you can tell that. Successor and predecessor. Successor and predecessor. Successor means that by adding 1 to the given integer, you will get the successor of the given integer. Suppose if a is any integer, then the successor of a is equal to a plus 1. You will add 1. By adding 1 to the given integer, you will get that the successor. Example, let 10 is any integer, then what is the successor of this one? Find the successor of this one. So successor of 10, you know that a, then a plus 1, 10, 10 plus 1, what you will get it? 11. One more example. 100, minus 100 is there. So what is the successor of minus 100? Successor of minus 100 is equal to minus 100 plus 1. We get this minus 99. One is negative, another is positive. Always subtract and put the sign which have a greater value in this one. So 100 is a greater than 1. So first we subtract this one. Here you can do like that. 100 minus 1, and then you will put the minus sign. And 100 minus 1, you get 99 and put the negative sign. And the last one is a predecessor. After successor, then last one is the predecessor. I will erase this one, and then after I am going to discuss that the predecessor. What is the successor of 0? 0 plus 1. That one is the successor. And what is the successor of minus 1? That one is 0. Minus 1 plus 1, you will get it 0. Now the predecessor. That is a predecessor, students. Predecessor. And it is also very easy, students. If a is any integer, then the predecessor of a, then the predecessor of a is equal to a minus 1. Then the predecessor of a is equal to a minus 1. I will show you. It means by subtracting 1 to the given integer, you will get the predecessor of the given integer by subtracting 1. So example, students. Example. If here is suppose if here is a 100, same example, 100. I have taken one integer 100. What is the predecessor of this one? Predecessor of 100 is equal to 100 minus 1. A minus 1. If a is an integer, then its predecessor is a minus 1. So 100 minus 1, you get it 99. One more example. If I take this one, here is a minus 99. If I am taking this one, minus 99. What is the predecessor of minus 99? Predecessor of minus 99. Minus 99 and minus 1. Both are negative. You will add that the value and put that the negative sign. What you will get it? You will get it minus 100. So this important points I have discussed it here, students. And by using these points, you will solve that your exercise 2.2. And few questions I'm going to solve in the next video of exercise 2.2. How you will add or subtract integer on a number line, and few important questions I'm going to discuss in that next video. Okay, thank you, students.